history, past and present for you. Meeting friends old and new. Streaming Wednesdays and Saturdays too. With founder members Paul and Sue. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Film clips, photos, memories and friends helps a dreary night go by. We're in Hinckley, six of the best, stupendous quizzical high. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Let's take you back in time. A community of men. We'll take you for a ride. Henson's cab will take you there. We're making history. HDPP, chapter applauses. History aside. Local causes. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Betty is our queen bee. The sweetest honey candy. Dangerous den, here again. HDPP live. Hey, you know we keep it in HDPP.
Oh, and here we go again. Hello, good evening, welcome, come on in, sit down, rest your wallet. Welcome to HDPP Live on a Sunday evening. It's great to have your company. Yeah, we're back in the swing of things, I think, just about roughly. There we go. How are you this evening? How has been your weekend? Hope it's been okay anyway. Yeah, good. Right. Well, it's a busy night tonight. And thank you. I've seen how many people were in the chat room before we actually started the broadcast. We never used to be able to do that. But this new feature that's on this broadcast software that I use allows you to sort of do that. So it gives people plenty of time to get the link to be in the chat room. Yeah, it's all good stuff. Anyway, so lots of people chatting before I got there tonight. And as always, I always like to give people a mention that are in the chat room. So Annabelle was first in with a yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo. No, Annabelle, it's Kiwi. Because that's what we do in Hinckley. We go, Kiwi. Yeah. David Starborough and co are here. Thank you for your donation to the prize draw, etc., etc. And you've already bought your tickets ready. Prize draw, you say? What prize draw? Yes, tonight we launch our prize draw. You'll be seeing all the details very, very shortly. So stick around for that. Steve is in tonight. Steve, viewing down on the farm. He is. So he is. Ooh-ah. Anne Hunt's here, of course, along with Mrs. Smugley. I wonder how smugly the smugglers will be tonight after Six of the Best. Six of the Best, you say? Yes. If you're new to the broadcast, we have 6 questions we call Six of the Best. There's really easy ones tonight, but then there's a couple of stinkers. We'll be doing that. So Mr. Smuggler's here. as well. Dave B telling me that everyone is under pressure in Ambridge tonight. Well, I wouldn't know, but Mrs. G does tell me sometimes what's going on in Ambridge. And she's follows it very avid, so I know you are too. And Kit Parker's finally made it as well. She thought she was late, but she was early, so she's ahead of her time. That's nice. Daniel Coburn's here. Hi, Daniel. And Jeff Wallace is here tonight. He says, me in Brig and Anna just back from her cruise in Hinckley. Didn't mean she had a cruise in Hinckley, but she's back in Hinckley from her cruise, if you understand. Okay, the Crops are here. Good evening, Crops. Nice to know that you're here. Shame you're going to miss the St Mary's Christmas Tree Festival, so I've heard. Why do they always go away? Why? They get a better offer. Oh, all right then. Fair enough. And the lovely Jane Brown is here. Hello, Jane. Hope you're doing okay, sweetheart. Now then, who else? Dangerous Denny's here again, of course, as it always is, along with Jan Kirby as well. And Carol Beasley's made it as well. Jennifer's here. Brilliant. We're all here. We're all about ready to start. Queen Bee's here. Arthur's here. And Gary Betterly. A busy weekend down to Lewis to see Dire Straits experience their mid-order. So a big hello to all. There we go. Yeah. Dave B said, by the way, you're going on about cooey. He says, my grandma always went, yoo-hoo. Well, go on, we'll give you a yoo-hoo, but a cooey is what I'm used to around the streets of England. Stuffed. And good evening, David S. Right, okay. We're all together on a Sunday evening. Let's face it, you know. Oh, Jan said, don't worry, we will be back for the Tree Festival. Oh, good. That's nice, Jan. Thank you, because we'll talk about that shortly. We've got a lot to get through tonight, so I'm going to get straight on with it. First of all, we'll do 6 of the best. Then we're going to launch our prize draw. Then we'll have a couple of little films for you as well as a nosy by the end of the programme. So there's quite a lot to get through, as you will see. So, if you've got your pens and paper ready, are you ready for 6 of the best this evening? Oh, I do hope so. Otherwise, well, I just think it's going to be a good one tonight. So let's start it off. We can, best we can anyway. Okay, question number 1. Mr. Smuggley, name the roundabout locally with a religious connection. Straight in that one, Mr. Gardner. Yes, I want you to name the roundabout locally with religious connections. Okay, not many people know that, you know. You'll always learn something here on HDPP. I will give you a clue. It's not strictly Hinckley, but it's in the locality. Okay, so I will help you that much. Right, so name the roundabout locally with a religious connection. That is question 1 here on your 6 of the best. Question number 2. Nice and easy, this one. Which British actor is best known for his roles in Harry Potter and Die Hard and Love Actually? It is easy, although Mrs. G is saying, I don't know many actors. But we know him, and he was such a versatile actor. Sadly, no longer with us, but a great actor. But I want his names, please. Now, I know, try and do this without going on Google, because that's the cheats way. Try and do it proper, okay? So, which British actor is best known for his roles in the Harry Potter films, Die Hard, and Love Actually? That is question 2 out of our 6 this evening. Right, moving on. Find the words. This is the one where we ask you to fill in the blanks. To find, in this case, a classic children's programme. A classic children's programme. And this is quite easy. Mrs. G got it after a couple of goes. And I will repeat these in a minute. So if you don't have a chance to get all the dashes in the right place, don't worry. I'm going to repeat the questions in just a few moments' time. So that is your classic children's programme. What is it? We'll find out shortly, of course. Right then, now this is when I have to do a clever little bit of jiggery-pokery. I want you to guess the pop song which is played here by me on my Hammond organ. Here we go. God, it took me ages to learn this. That's enough. Let me put that. There we go. So what is that pop song? A well-known classic song. Can you recognise it? Well, I will play it again in just a few moments' time. It took me weeks to learn that one. It was the semi-octaves are all over the place on that one. Question number 5. Nice and easy. Surely a kilogram of lead is heavier than a kilogram of feathers. True or false? Easy peasy. I'm sure you will agree. Are you ready for the highlight of the week, which is, of course, the anagram question? I should have put a fanfare on there, shouldn't I? Used to have a fanfare somewhere, but I can't find it. I'll have to get another one. Anyway, here we go. Advancer anagram playbook. There, I am looking for 2 local villages. Advancer anagram playbook. I'll leave the rest to you. Looking for 2 local villages. That is your 6 of the best this evening. So if we want to recap them very, very quickly. Question 1. Name the roundabout that's local. Yeah. With religious connections. That is question number 1. Question number 2. Which British actor is best known for his roles in Harry Potter, Die Hard and Love Actually? Okay, question number 3. There you are. I'll leave that on just a few moments longer so that you can get your dashes in the right place, missus. Because let's face it, if you haven't got your dashes in the right places, you can be all over the place. There we go. Quite an easy one as well. Once again, I put mainly easy tonight with a couple of stingers. That's the way I look at it. There you go. So a classic children's programme. And I'm taking it off the screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blimey, it almost sounds professional. Guess the pop song. Oh, let me get my keyboard out again. Here we go. What is this pop song I am playing? Got to keep my foot going as well. Oh, it's all too easy. Right, that's enough of that. It's a difficult one to play. If you know what that is, write it down, but don't put the answers in the chat room, because if you do, people will nick your answers and pass them off as your own. So wait till the end of the programme when we ask for your answers. True or false then? A kilogram of lead is heavier than a kilogram of feathers. True or false? And question number 6. Advancer anagram playbook. Yeah. I'm looking for 2 local villages. Do you know which ones I'm after? Okay. Mr. Smugly says, I've got the anagram. I'm too smug for you lot. Yeah, well done, John. Okay, it is pretty, that's easy. So get on with the other ones as well. Jan Kirby said, I've already got the song. Well done, well done. Lovely, good. Now, Jan said, I've got an earworm now. I can't stop that tune going. And Jeff has got the anagram. The anagram's quite easy tonight. It's the other one you're going to have to look at, question 1. Oh, right, okay then. First of all, as we move on, look. Oh, yeah, massive stuff. If you want to see what's going to say, follow the chat in the chat room. There's so much going on in there. That's good. Okay. Now then, now I'm going to do a quick break. We're going to have a little local feature, then come back and then launch our annual Christmas prize draw. Thank you to everybody that's donated gifts and prizes for the prize draw. We've got that to get through. But before we do any of that, we haven't had this little snippet of 8 minutes worth looking at the castles of Leicestershire. I like this one. See what you think.
Hello, I'm Wendy Freer from Ashby Museum. I'm trying to track down some of the lesser known castles of Leicestershire. It's all to do with a special exhibition we've got on at the moment about the castles of Leicestershire, and in fact I'm going to set off and find some of them now. So if you want to see castles where you never thought there were any, just come with me. In Hinckley, and according to my information the castle was just here. So let's go and have a look. Well, this is the Memorial Gardens, and there's a likely looking mound over there. Let's have a closer look. Oh yes, look at this, the moat's still clearly visible, and these massive ramparts. Oh, and look at this, part of the moat's still got water in it. Well, now we've climbed up to the top and we're looking down into this impressive bailey. The moat has unfortunately gone, but when it was built in the 11th century, it would have looked something like this. Not much is known about its history. Some say it was built soon after the Battle of Hastings in 1066. Others think it may have been 100 years later, during the war between King Stephen and Queen Matilda. Some sources say it was built by Hugh de Grantmesnil, others say it belonged to Robert de Bossu, Earl of Leicester. It existed at a time of lawlessness, when many castles were built by robber barons who ravaged the countryside. Well, now we've come to Sapcote, near to Hinckley, where we're looking for another earthwork Motte and Bailey castle built in the 11th century. According to the OS map, it's supposed to be in this field somewhere, but I can't see much sign of it. Let's have a walk over to the edge there. Well, there's some sort of mound and dip in the ground here, but doesn't look very promising. Now, over in that far corner, the ground rises a bit. Let's go and explore that a bit more. Now, you probably can't see this very well on the camera, but there are lots of mounds and dips in the ground here, so I think we've found the site of the castle. Can't really make out where the motte would have been. I'm standing on what I think is the highest mound of several, so maybe this is the site of the motte. Gosh, there's a board over there. Let's just go and have a look and see what it says. Ah, now this is what we're looking for, some interpretation. Now I can see that, yes, we have found the site of the castle, and there you can see where the motte would have been and part of the moat, which has now been filled in. And over there, where we first looked, was the site of a later medieval moated platform. It says that there's 3 arms of the moat, or rather faint remains of them, that can be seen in the field. Now that must have been what we saw right at the beginning. This would have been a very large manorial complex when it was in use. But the motte, and presumably the rest of the castle, was levelled in 1778. So it hasn't been around for quite a while. Well, now we're at Earl Shilton, not far away, and we're in search of another 11th century Motte and Bailey castle here in Hall Fields. Now, there's something over there, although it looks suspiciously like a folly. Let's have a closer look. Yes, there's no mistaking that as a modern construction, but you see behind it there's the unmistakable mound and even the ditches that would have been some sort of moat. So there's quite a lot left of this castle. This is another one that's supposed to have belonged to the Earl of Leicester. Let's climb up onto the top and have a look round. Okay, I'm going to, if you can stand it, I'm going to take you on a 360-degree panorama around the top of this castle. And now we'll just make our way back down again. Well, finally, we've come to Shackeston, and this is the Ashby Canal that we're standing beside. You can just catch a glimpse of Shackeston Castle over there in the distance. Let's see if we can get a better look at it. Yes, unmistakable, look at that. A flat-topped motte surrounded by a wide ditch. And in fact, if we move a bit further along the canal, we can get a better look at the other side of it, where you can see more clearly the ditch and a counterscarp bank. Now, would you believe it? During the Second World War, it was used as an air raid shelter. And that's about all we know about this particular castle. There are lots more castle remains like this all over Leicestershire. If you want to know more about them and where to find them, why not come down to our exhibition at Ashby Museum? It's on until the 27th of August, so get your skates on.
And as you can appreciate, that's an old film, so that exhibition will be finished by now, so don't go along there. But it's a great little film there. Once again, it featured Hinckley and Sapkett and stuff, and a bit of Shilton, so it was good to see. Okay, lovely. That's our first little feature tonight. Now, we're at the point in just a few moments' time when we're going to launch our annual Christmas prize draw. Just before I get you all excited by it, by the way, because there'll be full details on how you can get your tickets from us and stuff, and how you can be entered into the draw. Regulars will already know how we do this anyway, but all details are already posted on the group, and some of you have already bought your tickets, so thank you. It's always heartening when you get that. It really, really is. When you see things, people responding to what you're trying to do. Well, that's really, really good. Not as quick as we like, but all the same, it is going along. Our appeal to get a plaque for Charlotte Brame in her resting place in Hinckley Cemetery. Thank you to those that, once again, who have made a small donation. We're only asking for a small donation, so we can mark Charlotte's grave, because down there in Hinckley Cemetery, you can walk right by this grave and not know it. The way it's angled, the way it is angled to the path, you would never know. You could walk right past her. So we want to put that right. And once again, HDPP to the rescue. We're going to do this. No matter what happens, I'm going to ensure that this happens. So there we go. All right then. So if you'd like to also, it seems like we're asking for everybody's money tonight. That's not strictly true. But there you go. Firstly, how are you doing with Six of the Best? Are you doing okay? Do you want a quick recap, do you? Okay, quickly. Question 1, name the roundabout locally with a religious connection. Question 2, which British actor is best known for his roles in Harry Potter films Die Hard and Love Actually, to name but a few. Question 3, can you find the words that put the missing letters in? We ought to call this the missing letters round, I think, rather than find the words, but it's the same difference. Can you find that classic children's programme there? A lot of people already have. Question 4, oh, blimey, I've got to play them. Hang on. Pass me, Mrs. Jick, would you pass me the organ, please? Thank you. Here we go. It's enough awkward to play, this one is. Oh, that's enough of that. Oh dear, moving on quickly. True or false? A kilogram of lead is heavier than a kilogram of feathers. Is that true or false? Or am I trying to pull the wool over your eyes? Or the feathers over your eyes? Well, I'll leave you to do that. And the anagram question. Advancer anagram playbook. I'm looking for 2 local villages. 2 local villages. Okay. Some people do. Some people do. But some people don't. We will find out very, very shortly. Okay then. So, good. Jane Brown said that last video is very interesting. Very interesting. And John Kirby said, my cousin owns the field where Gilmorton Castle was once, and part of the moat is in her garden. Isn't that brilliant? To have that sort of thing, And a lot of us, particularly, probably not if you're in a relatively new build house, let's say built from the 60s, 70s. But of course, as we all know, the Jelson estate or the Hollycroft was all, I remember it as fields. But I've tried to rewind. I thought, I wonder what it looked, where I live in the middle of town, because once I know this was a farmer's field because the farmhouse is still at the top of the road. Yeah. But you think, because one of our members actually lives in that, she's done some research, but I think, then it would have all been open before it was all developed. But the farmhouse is still at the top of the road. Yeah, fascinating. And then how the town has expanded. The existing farmhouses, which would have been there, have got swallowed up, either been incorporated or indeed knocked down and so on. So fascinating stuff. It really, really is. Right, okay, it is now time for the launching of our raffle, Christmas prize draw. Then we've got another film before we get into a nosy tonight. Okay, so are you ready? Are you all poised? Yeah, because it seems amazing that we're around to this time of year already. Time for the Christmas prize draw. Let's see if I've got all the details right. I'll do my best to commentate all the way through this. Here we go. Well, yep, it's that time again, the Christmas prize draw here on Hinckley District Past and Present. So, sit back, relax and enjoy. This is going to be a little bit like A little bit like the end of the Generation game, okay? Here we go. Right, here we go then. Right, we've got a set of 4 books by local author Bob Bennett. Very kindly sent us these 4 books, and they all fit. It's written locally by Bob and features local places. So if you like your novels like that, this will be a lovely prize, which he dropped into us just the other day. Fantastic. Okay, that is prize number 1. Prize number 2, if you're into watching your beds, this is fantastic. This is a hardback Birds of Southwest Leicestershire. A.D. Baker, one of our HDPP members, this is one of his creations, and it's a lovely, beautiful hardback book. And if you're into your bird wildlife particularly, you're going to love this, I promise you. It's a really, really nice book. Okay, our Russet has been very, very busy over the summer knitting these lovely crochet blankets. She's called this one Quiet Sky, and there's another one coming up shortly which I know you're going to love. But we all know that Russet's work is beautiful and really nice. I think anybody would make these welcome. You snuggle down under it as well. Why not, indeed? So thank you, Russet, for that. We've got a great prize now, a DAB digital FM radio. Yeah, always handy to have this sort of thing in and about the home. Great, you can just take this out to the garage or into the shed if you're working and stuff, but it is DAB, that's digital audio broadcasting, and of course FM radio all in, so it's great. Super stuff. Thanks to Paul Hands of Hinckley and Burbage Photographed. He's donated this to us, the Flying Scotsman jigsaw going through Hinckley railway station. Thank you, Paul. These prizes are great because they make them quite unique, you see. So that's another great prize, and if you like your jigsaws, indeed. And bear in mind, any of our prizes might just fit in with a Christmas gift for one of the members of your family. So it's a win-win situation. Now, this Hinckley plate collection, this is not the ones that we've had in previous years. This is a totally different set. It's got an authenticity certificate. If only I could have spelt it there. Look, I've just seen there's a spelling mistake there. Why don't I see these one? Anyway, that's a certificate. Anyway, I'll better correct that for next week. This is number 3 of 200, but the pictures are different from the ones that were on the ones in previous years. So this one, it is different, and it really is a super set, which I'm sure if you're into your Hinckley bit, you're going to love it. Okay, we have a printed canvas of Hollycroft Park. It's a winter scene, which has also been donated. That looks super. It's a beautiful canvas, and catching the frost on the glass on a sunny but cold, frosty morning in Hollycroft Park. We've got a lady's scarf here, so gentlemen, if you don't know what to get the wife for Christmas, give her a scarf, tell her to wrap up and go for a walk. It's a fra type of scarf, apparently. I'm sure you ladies know what it is, but a lovely, and it looks very, very warm, that scarf does, all boxed and ready to go under the Christmas tree for the wife. Another book that's been donated, once again, it's a local feature. This book features local places and indeed also features Ada Lovelace, and there's talk of Kirby Mallory, and there's talk of other Thurlaston and places like that. The book is called The Lady of North Lodge, and some of you will recognise the picture there in the middle, which is of course at Kirby Mallory as well. Great little book here, and thank you to Lisa Talbot who sent us that. Lisa sent us that from her home in Spain. So thank you, Lisa. And somebody, if you like your reading, you're going to love that. You really, really are. Okay, then here we go with a Yankee candle set. You've got to have some Yankee candles. These are very popular on a certain shopping channel, and you can win these tonight. Well, you'll be able to win these in a few weeks' time when we do the prize draw in between Christmas and New Year. We're going to do the draw in Twixmas, by the way. Let's keep moving. I'll tell you all those details. Northern Lights in Hollycroft Park, taken earlier on this year by Paul Hands. It's a beautiful picture. Can you remember those wonderful Northern Lights we've seen? Paul went out and about and got some fantastic pictures. And here's one which he's donated, which just needs a frame. Absolutely superb. And if you like your jigsaws, well, this is a funny one. This is called a highway hold-up, and this is like a cartoony one. It's all there. And once again, if you like your jigsaws, these are quite funny actually, and well worth having a go at if you like your jigsaws. Okay. Now then, this is a super prize donated by Philip Beasley. It's a framed painting of Stockwell Head. You would have seen this before. This was painted by his late father, showing the view up Stockwell Head with the Half Moon pub there on the right hand side. It's a super picture, all ready to come and hang on your wall, and you can tell your friends all about the history of Stockwell Head. Isn't that fantastic? Thank you very much, Philip, for donating that. That's a super prize. And like I said, I ought to put the size on. It's quite a large picture, by the way. I didn't think to put the sizes on, so you can't really get an idea of scale there. But it is quite a large picture. Ideal for on your mantelpiece or on a wall. We've got a lady now. It's a pashima. Apparently, this is a lady's pashima. I didn't know. I thought a Pashina was a motorbike. But anyway, I will stand corrected. Ladies, go out with your man and look quite luxurious with this wrapped around you. A lady's Pashina. That is yet another many of the prizes here on our prize draw this evening. We had this wonderful picture donated to us earlier on in the year. We've saved it for Christmas. One of the peregrine falcons at Hinckley. This is a painting, and honestly, the print looks absolutely superb. What more can I say? We all followed the progress of the peregrines in the town earlier on in the year, and here's one which just needs popping in a frame, and it could adorn your wall at home. If you're into music, well, this is a great little gift. This is, and this is, as we would know in our generation, a record player. It is. It's simple as that. It's a record player. Literally, just plug it in, and you can play all your old vinyl again. Super, it's got its own little amplifier in, so you just literally put it on and it will play and you'll hear your records once again, just like we used to do when you used to go around your mates with your record collection. Remember taking all your records around to your mates, having a night playing records. Simple things bring some simple memories back, don't they? So that's a Goodman's record player, and you can also connect Bluetooth to it as well. So if you've got a Bluetooth bit of equipment, you can connect that to it and it will play your Bluetooth device through there as well. We move on again. This is from Russet again. It's a lovely crochet blanket. This one she's called The Gifts of Christmas. Okay, and look, you can see the presents there, all wrapped up and ready to go. The thing about these things, these are unique. There aren't any doubles. These are unique. So thank you once again, Russet, for that lovely donation of a crocheted blanket there. Another jigsaw, Burbage Winter's Evening, donated by Hinckley and Burbage photograph, Paul Hans. There we go. We're in Burbage there, looking at the Burbage tree with all its lights on. Super picture. A great winter's evening one which you can sit and work at. Lovely. Oh, guys, look, if you're into your whiskey, a 12-year-old single malt whiskey, box of just one, that is, the Singleton. Yeah, well, that could also be yours. That's a great prize. And as we're getting to the end of them, our sort of second prize, if you want to call it, £50 cash. £50 cash it is. And our top prize. Oh, and thank you to Jan and Mike from MI Installations for donating that £50. Thank you. Our top prize is £100 cash. That's correct. You heard me right. £100. So if you, let's say, invest £5, so it's £1 a ticket. It's £1 a ticket. That's all you've got to do. You could win for £5. You're in with a good chance of winning top prize of £100, or indeed any of our prizes that are there. Now the draw will take place on Sunday the 29th of December in the live stream. We're going to do it in what we call Twixmas, between Christmas and New Year. So we will be doing a special broadcast just to do the prize draw. Okay, so you know when you're in that never land of we're not in the new year but Christmas is gone, we're going to do it then. Okay, so tickets are £1 each. You can get your tickets from our November social night, okay, or the Christmas party on the 11th of December. Don't forget the Christmas party. It's going to be a great night. And there's the details. You can buy your tickets by direct bank transfer. There's the details you need there. And so for every for every £1 spent, so let's say you have £5 worth, we will put 5 tickets in the draw with your name on. Mrs. G does this every year. She's done a great job so far, and she will ensure that your tickets do go in the prize draw. That's always our priority. You know where we are on Thornycroft Road, by the way. If you are passing by locally, you can put your remittance through the door and with your name on, and we will ensure that you get your tickets there. But please don't send us cash through the post, because if it gets lost, we feel awful about it. Okay, so there you go. Lots of great prizes you can appreciate there, and good luck. And we hope that you're going to win just 1 or 2 or 3 of them, which will be absolutely brilliant. Okay. Right, okay then. So that's it. We're away. And thank you so far. We've had some messages to people. I've sent my remittance, so thank you very much. As long as you put your name there, and whatever the amount is, we'll ensure that the tickets do go into the draw. I've got to climb up a big ladder to go and get the big glass fishbowl that we draw out of. That's for sure. Okay, listen, I've done too much talking tonight. We've got another little feature tonight before we have our noser. And of course, we're still running on 6 of the best. And somebody I seen earlier on claimed they've got, I think Mr. Crop was saying, we've got 6 of the best. Have you really? Well, we'll find out after the nosy. But first, recently you will know that the cinema in Hinckley, Cineworld, is staying in the town, which I'm pleased about. It's just a shame that there's not more people using it. So that's one thing. But besides that, I'm glad that it's staying anyway. But having said that, of course, we've got memories of the cinemas in Hinckley. And I've shown this picture before, this little film before, but it's worth showing again for those of us that remember, probably on a date night. I'll meet you outside the Danilo at such and such a time, and then you'd go in there, and then you'd find a nice quiet back row seat somewhere. And it is such happy memories. And this little bit of video that exists is of the Danilo, literally a couple of weeks after it closed. The sad, poor state that building is in now. It is so, so sad. But let's look back to happy days with our happier memories with this as we take a look round. Can you remember screen 1? This look how it looked. I mean, today, as I say, there's no roof on this place now. No roof at all, and the pigeons are in there and all sorts. It's so, so sad. But how many of you remember going in the cinema number 1, taking your seats and watching one of your features? Absolutely wonderful, happy memories there is here. And I'm just glad this footage exists, because obviously it's all gone now. You will never get the chance to see this sort of thing again. Now, this, if I remember right, this footage was taken by one of our members, Arnold Haithwaite, who's known as, and here we are in the upper foyer. Times and times we went up, so this was the upstairs, as we used to say. Remember getting your hot dogs upstairs as well? Yeah. Here we are on the ground floor, in the lower foyer, just come in through the main doors and sort of swung round to the left. I know it's a little bit dark, but this was the way to cinemas 2 and 3. Remember doing this? Yeah. Up those little steps and into screen number 2. I think I went in screen 2, I think most of the time. Screen 2. And some of the various films I remember seeing there loads of times. Just think, wow. And all this sadly no longer exists. The bottom floor was actually removed. They actually put a sports bar in here, didn't they? For those of you that probably went into that sports bar. I never did go in. Here's screen 3. You used to have lots of kung fu films on in there. So I remember seeing quite a few in screen 3 as well. Sadly, all gone. It's Hinckley memories and never to return. And we petitioned so hard to finally get a cinema in the town. So we've got a cinema in the town. And now no one seems to be using it. Now, I'm just saying, I mean, I've only been a couple of times to the new cinema since it opened, to be totally honest. There again, I find it difficult to sit still. I'm a fidget, you see. But there we go. Happy memories of the Danilo, deceased, is no more. What a shame. There we go. Right, and on that note, we're going to go for a noser. Now, for those of you that don't know what our noses are, Steve Picker, I've not seen in the chat room tonight. I don't know what he's doing, but however, Steve Picker, he goes off and he explores these different places all around, mainly in the Midlands. It goes all the way around, exploring old industrial sites, old railway cuttings and things like that. And he always finds something interesting. And today, no different indeed. So without further ado, sit back and enjoy a good old nosy with Mr. Nose himself, Steve Picker. And then when we come back, we'll give you the answers to 6 of the best. And good luck with that. Here we go.
Hello, hey up and hey diddling, my name is Steve and once again it's a great big warm welcome from myself to Let's Explore. I hope you are incredibly well wherever it is you reside on this rock we call home, the earth. Anyway, as you can see, I'm standing here by a canal. But before we get to that, here they all are, look. Back by popular demand, everybody's favourite tribal elder, Mr. Delighted Dave. David, with your face like a windsock on a calm day, how we diddling?
Nice to see you, nice.
There you go. I don't know what's going on. Next in line, we've got everybody's favourite man of the cloth, Mr. Steve Follows, aka the pissed up priest, who is neither a priest or pissed up these days.
Nope.
And the man of the moment, the Dolph Lundgren of Derbyshire, Mr. Philip Langham. How we diddling, Phil?
All right, mate, thanks.
Right then, Phil, you're in charge of logistics and everything historical today.
There you go.
What is today's plan of attack? What we're doing?
Right, the plan of attack is to forget the Ariwash Canal, which is over there, because you can walk down it. We're more interested in this one that's a bit more mysterious. So we're going to head off towards Nottingham.
Ooh.
There's plenty of remains until you get to our skates of Nottingham, then you start to pick up the urban sprawl. So we'll have a hunt in the urban sprawl to find a lot that I think we've got some stones and you like all that sort of stuff, don't you?
Oh yeah, we love buried stones and out like that.
It's getting a bit of drizzle out, so we'll send Dave into Undergrove to get wet through looking for it. And then we'll turn right, head south, drop down to where the canal network sort of joins an existing canal in Nottingham. And we'll go through the centre of Nottingham and we'll eventually come out opposite Notts Forest Football Club. So I bought this because I know it's applicable, mate.
Keep calm and let Philip handle it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, you see, you heard it here first. So yeah, basically in a nutshell, we are exploring what remains of the Nottingham Canal today. Now then, it's very interesting. That canal going off up there is the Cromford Canal. That was designed by William Jessup, the great canal engineer. And that's why this canal is here, the Nottingham Canal that comes off that. That is the Ariwash Canal, as Phil has already said. And I'm going to show you something very interesting in a second that I'm stood on. But yeah, basically, that is the Nottingham Canal that was actually, good morning, that was actually designed by William Jessup himself. It's a very wobbly bridge, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very wobbly.
Since you've been stood on it, mate. It's wobbly.
All right, Phil, all right. Anyway. I mean, this is amazing, really. Do you know what, Dave? This is the first time I've actually seen one of these swing bridges.
And it moves, look.
Amazing. So without any further ado, let's get on his bikes and go for a nose there, because once again, Phil has kindly lent me one of his bikes. Let's do it. Right, so here we'll go then. So what I didn't mention was we're actually down at Langley Mill. So the marina's through there. That's where we've just been, where all the canals converge and join. And you've got this mock-up of some lock gates here. Now this tree line, this edge line here, that is actually the Nottingham Canal. Now I think in parts we are going to see it with water in it today, but I'm not certain, to be honest with you. But the lads have just gone down there, so we're going to follow this And apparently there's actually quite a bit to see with this one, more so than the Derby Canal when we went there. Anyway, let's go for a nosy. Right, so here we'll go then. I love this biking lark, as Dave's just aptly put it. Really enjoy it, it's a great way to explore. So the Nottingham Canal then, so they actually started work on it I think in 1792 and it actually opened I think in 1796, so it took them 4 years to build it. And it actually goes from the River Trent in the south up to Langley Mill, as you've already seen. So I think it was a tad under 15 miles long, and of course, all, as we've already said, the great canal engineer William Jessup was the principal engineer on this project. But you know, once again, I mean, we're cycling down this very smooth, it has to be said, tarmacked driveway, road it looks like at the minute. But that there, literally the tree line, got a bit of an embankment up there now where the road is. But all this area here where we are, as per usual, in the 1790s, would have been quite rural, one imagines. But it's incredible, isn't it? Another ghost of the past, and you know, that's why, ultimately, that's why we do this sort of thing, you know, and to try and convey it onto camera for, hopefully, for you to enjoy as well. Anyway, we've got quite a lot to see today, as far as I know, so let's get on with it. Right, so we've cycled about half a mile and we've finally got what looks like a canal where all these bulrushes are, so great to see. It was all filled in back there. I love it, I do. I love the old canals. I love the simplicity of it. Well, they weren't simple to build, were they? You know, an awful lot of sweat, blood and tears went into building them, I imagine, you know. Copious amounts of shovels, pickaxes, wheelbarrows, horses, beer, spirits went into building these, so fantastic stuff. Right, I should be losing them, they've just carried on down there, but look at this. It didn't half remind me of my childhood, this part, you know. It's just like the Charnwood Forest Canal, the bits I used to explore of it, up and around Osgathorpe in northwest Leicestershire. Look at this. Look at that, eh? Absolutely amazing. Oh, it's actually a bit soft in here, in the track bed. You have to be careful. I love that. I love that so much. so overgrown, isn't it? Amazing stuff. I can hear some conferring going off. Where's Steve gone? Where's Steve gone? Well, they've disappeared actually. I can't see them. Back on my bike. So this canal then, it was actually in use up until the 1930s, so it had a really long lifetime, to be honest with you. You know, a good 140 years actually, so it's a privilege to be out exploring it today. So we've just been walking in the track bed back there. You carry on a couple of 100 yards and you've got this amazing artefact here. A freezer. I'm only kidding, David, ain't I? Because look at this, Dave.
Oh no, it's great, isn't it?
We've got an half-buried bridge. That is absolutely fantastic. That's amazing. Let's have a closer look.
Typical canal bridge.
That's absolutely fantastic. And like Dave's just pointed out, look at the keystone on it. I know I've got an obsession with keystones, and but I mean, just look at this here. Beautiful barrel arching, look. A 1790s bridge. It's got all this crap under here that people have shoved under it, look. No respect to there.
Yeah, but this is unusual, Steve, look, to have the bricks going down.
Yeah, it is a bit unusual. Look at that. So in the last video we did when we were all on his bikes, it was Dave that had a puncture and we'd only gone a few hundred yards, but at least this time, moi left it a couple of miles.
Before going over a rather hefty branch instead of going round it by all accounts from what I've heard from somebody.
All right.
Oh, yeah, thorn.
I thought it had been my fault.
There, as it happened, there was a big old thorn branch across the
Oh, were
path.
they? It's difficult trying to juggle cameras, you know, and see where you're going. Alrighty then, so as we get ever closer to Nottingham, also if you can hear a humming in the background, that is indeed the M1 motorway. You know what, it's weird, isn't it? We're exploring this old canal, we're just going to look at an old bridge now. In 200 years' time, people will be exploring the M1, won't they? And we're not interested in the M1. Look at that. It's been reinforced, that has. Later, I thought that was a member of the public sticking the beacon then, but it's the pissed up priest. So, yes, in fact, Phil, as fantastic and marvellous as this old stonework is, which it is, where are we?
I think it's called Swansea Bridge.
Swansea, oh, this is Swansea Bridge.
This is a listed one, this is, yeah. If you look on old maps, you can see one or two places named Swansea Farm and Swansea Bridge. It's something to do with Swansea used to gather here, they say. I mean, whether it's true or not, I don't know.
Right, okay. Well, I can see why it's listed though. It's a beautiful old structure. It really is.
Well, unfortunately, it stopped its progress because they've decided to build Trowell Garden Centre smack bang on canal bed.
Ah, right, so we've got to deviate now, have we?
That's why you've got this wooden job on, so you don't all go into garden centre and nick some...
Oh, right, I see. Right, so we've come to this other bridge, you know. Beautifully stone constructed bridge, really nice, but something I want to point out to you, which I always forget to do when I make these sort of videos. Look at this. So just there, you've got the old rope marks, look. Ain't that fantastic? You know, from when they used to pull the barges through on the towpath with the horses. And of course, you got a bit of a bend here, a slight bend going there, so they'd come through, and over the years, you know, they'd etch one of these grooves in with the rope. I mean, that's fantastic, isn't it? Really is. Bit of one there as well, but that's the most prominent one. Alrighty then, so at this point we're taking a bit of shelter from the rain because it's not bucketing it down, but it's that fine, drizzly, wet rain. You know the dealio. So we're in this bit of a subway, which is a bit of a welcome shelter. Anyway, that there, in this urban sprawl, we're pretty much entering Nottingham at this point. That, where the street lighting is and the footpath, is the old line of the Nottingham Canal. Now, Phil has informed me that up here somewhere, within the forest, within the trees, there may be some buried locks where you can still see the stonework. So really looking forward to that because I love anything like that. I'd prefer to see that than a fully intact lock. I don't know why, it's just the way I'm wired. Alrighty then, so for this next part of the exploration, we headed over to a part of Nottingham known as Woollerton. Now, as you can see here on this Ordnance Survey map dated between 1892 and 1925, it indeed does say Woollerton Collieries. Now then, if we zoom out a little bit, as you can see, it's quite a rural-ish area. Now, if we fade in Google Earth images, well, not so rural anymore, is it? Now, at Woollerton, there was a flight of locks, 14 of them in total, over quite a long area actually. But this clump of trees here, just there in the centre of your screen, surrounded by suburbia, this is where it got a bit exciting for us, because if we fade back in to the Ordnance Survey map image, there you go, you've got locks. Now, Phil said to me, he says, I'm pretty sure if we go down there, we're going to find something, he says, because that's just been left. He said, it's got to be there. They haven't developed that part, as you've seen by that tree line. But just before we go and look at this photo here. This is amazing. Alrighty then, so what you've got here is a remarkable photograph that was taken in 1963 of Woollerton Colliery. And as you can see in the foreground, we've got a lock. Now, I'm pretty confident that is the lock that you're looking at now on the Ordnance Survey map where the arrow's pointing. Now I think this is the first of the 14 going from the top, so from this point beyond going downhill, down a flight of locks, like a big staircase of water, if you like. But isn't that fantastic? And at this point, of course, it's out of use. It was out of use by the 1930s, so pretty much 30 years had gone by at this point that it was last used. Right, so this next photograph that you're looking at, Phil sent me this, and as you can see, I reckon this was taken perhaps in the 1960s as well, probably the same day that the last photograph was taken. But just look at that, look how rural it is. Now, one of these locks that you're looking at may be one of them that we go and look at in the video shortly, which I find fascinating in itself. And at this point, if this was taken in the 60s, look at it. It's pretty much derelict, isn't it? You know, the actual lock gates are rotting and falling apart, and you know, there's junk left in the actual lock itself. Look like old train wheels, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure, or tramway wheels. Could have been from Wollerton Colliery. Who knows? But fantastic all the same. Anyway, let's go and explore these old locks. We love it, don't we? Right then, so we're now down at Wollerton Locks. Now, as you can see here, Phil's brought us to this very overgrown area. Oh, I say. Right, this is where then, what are you smiling at? So this is where then, Phil, we'll find Wollerton Locks.
Well, Wollerton Locks.
And there were 14 of them, weren't they?
12 or 14, yeah. This is about number 8 maybe. You know, it's midway down Flight. And usually, as you approach the lock, there are winding hole, winding hole, and a wide area. And as you can see on floor there, you can see the edges of this particular winding hole, and it'll narrow out and go into a lock just in them bushes. So we'll go and see if it's out there. And there was a repeat, rinse and repeat just on the other side. I think there's brickwork over there and all. Okie dokie. So yeah, basically then, in a nutshell, we've got to go Indiana Jones in by the looks of it, just to see, because I ain't going to show you this bit because it's the same generic sort of stonework you find at a canal. But yeah, this is basically, this area is where the boats were entering the lock. So we're going to have little butchers down here. Well, it's rare to imagine out left because it's completely overtaken by housing estates. For some reason,
Yeah, I know, it's
still here. Why don't they just keep locks in? It'd been a brilliant feature.
Excellent. So we are indeed now just where Phil is. That is a lock. So if we make our way down here, could probably rip a bit of this ivy off. It's one of them where you've got to kind of watch where you're standing. But it's amazing to think, innit, folks? You know, I mean, 1792 they started building this canal. The whole area, as I mentioned earlier, was really rural. Now it's heavily urbanised. You know, the people that would have built this canal, everyone involved with it really, that went up and down it every day on boats, you know.
What's that?
Excellent. Yeah, we've got a lock. You know, can you imagine if they could come here now and have a look?
To clear this out, it's only a matter of getting rid of all crap, isn't it? Look at that.
People would be dismayed, wouldn't they? But yeah. Let's get you in a bit closer on. Yeah, let's try and get a bit of it out. Get the Dolph for Derbyshire on it.
I mean, that's not bad actually.
Like you say, you'd have thought they might have uncovered it all, really. You know what I mean, Phil?
There you
Wow,
go.
look at that.
Yeah. Lovely, isn't it?
Really amazing.
You'd think this is the whole duration of it. It's probably just here. It's just all under this bloody ivy.
Well, this is the worst thing you want on it, ivy, because it'll just completely tear it all up. But like you said, Steve, down there, you can see where
Yeah, we're going down a lot.
where we're going down there. It's extraordinary, really, but it's so sobering as well, isn't it? You know, the money that was spent building this canal, and it's just all...
This is just right at the start of where lock was.
Like you say, Phil, if there were 12 or 14 of these locks, then there's going to be quite a bit left. If that's, yeah, like down here as well. You're not going to see that very well. It's just the same as back there, really. But phenomenal, really, that it's all still here. It's very sobering, isn't it? You know, the time and the cost and, you know, the hard work of building the bloody thing. And
But also, visually, this is an easy fix to have it on display. You don't need to do a song and dance about it, do they? They can just do a clearance, and then it's quite easy on eye going by, and then people will say, oh, bugger me, I didn't know there were a canal
Put a
here."
board up,
if we spent a couple of hours down here with shears, mate, just pulling all that off, you know what I mean?
or even uncovering one.
Yeah.
Even one wall.
So Nottingham City Council, if you're listening,
Come on.
Get your act together.
100 quid an hour,
Let's
we'll
trim
come and
this
do
out.
it.
So, second one might be up there. Let's go and have a look.
Yeah, let's go and have a look up there.
Another amazing.
Yeah, lead the way,
There's
Macduff.
going to be loads up there, isn't there? There's going to be loads
In fact, wow, look at that. What have we got here? Nearly fell off the bike then.
Stonework both sides
Ah,
as well.
beautiful. Ah, it came across here then. Right.
So
I see.
we're in winding hole again. I don't know what to say, winding or winding. If you say winding hole, you think of something a bit, you know, raspy.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know what correct pronunciation.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's fantastic, that is. Look at the size of this stone here. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? It's great that this has all been left here. I mean, you know, when the building contractors came in to build this estate, it's fantastic that they pretty much left it alone, really, so Berks like us can come and have a look. Oh, this looks good here. Wow.
So we've lost a bit of stonework here, look. Just a bit apart. But then, yeah, maybe they were gates. So, yeah, that's the lock. I think it's lock 9. I'm not 100% sure. That
Lock
were
9?
8 and 9. I might be wrong, but you know what I'm saying, don't you?
But look at the size of all this, though.
How did they get that here?
It's the, well, you know, I mean, it's the logistics of it that always gets me. I mean, look at this.
Hefty, that is.
Oh, proper FD. Gotta
Looks like
be.
it is gates, isn't it?
I think so, mate, yeah. I mean, look at this here. There's some old engineering brickwork beneath this, actually, look, what it sits on. Amazing. I mean, we're so close to the housing development, and they've left all this here. It's incredible.
Come across pipes and a picture on flip. Someone that says owner remains,
Yeah.
you know.
You can imagine if all this was clear now, you know, back in the day, you're looking at a flight of locks there. Amazing. What you found, Steve?
That'd be where the 2 straps were for the hinge.
Ah, yes.
straps come
Yeah,
across
you're
down there.
right. Yeah, you're right. Completely missed that. What great details.
Well, it's definitely the canal here because it's got the toaster.
All right, I'll have his toaster.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, just imagine that at brekkie time, can't you?
Gas ones, this is.
One of the gas ones.
Gas
Hey, I
powered.
tell you what, a few rounds of toast will go down well now. I tell you. Oh, I could just eat a full English, mate.
Hinges again.
Extraordinary events occurring behind me in the tunnel, but before I tell you about that, I mean, look at this. This is original canal building. I'm not really interested in the canal at the minute, if I'm honest with you, because there's something weird going off down there. But yeah. So behind me, you've got a bit of a sparring match going on, look. It's extraordinary, the things you see when you're on a nosy. Do you know what I mean? We're going that way. Excellent, excellent. Fantastic. Never seen anything like this before. I've seen people doing it, but not here. Not in a place like this. Morning, lads. Hi, guys. All right, buddy. I tell you what, Phil, you wouldn't to mess with him, would you?
They're both big lads, weren't they?
If he'd again you won, you'd have got back up and fell over again.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you? He could throw a punch, bless him. Anyway, where are we off to now, Phil? Where are you?
We'll go down to where one of the entrances to Ulton Park is, that lovely frontage that there is that still exists.
Oh yes, some lovely frontage. Where? Sounds a bit queer. Where? Right then, so we're at this wonderful structure here, this bit of an old gatehouse palaver dealio, part of Nottingham University apparently. But our Nottingham Canal, according to the Dolph of Derbyshire, that is it, going down there. Now then, across the road here, I spy a bridge.
There you go.
Morning. That there is the bridge where the canal come underneath. Right. Oh wow, yeah, I like this. I like the look of this.
Oh, it's been made into a shooting club.
Is it?
Right.
Anyway.
Prop the bike up. Right. So, excellent. How things change. Unbelievable. Right, so what we've got here is a Google Street View image that Phil sent me the other day. And what we're going to do, we're going to try and fade this in to another photograph that Phil sent of when this canal was in use. So this isn't going to be dead on, but you'll get the idea. Just watch this. Wow, that's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. A ghost of the past. What once was, once again. This area is completely different. It's a far cry of what it used to be. Awesome that is. I absolutely love that. Anyway, let's carry on with the exploration. Wow, so we've actually come across, we're near the city centre now, aren't we, Phil?
We're in it, aren't we, really?
We are in the city centre then, and I mean, just down here, you've got the old, you've actually got the wharf here, the old wharf. Absolutely fantastic this is, you know. Extraordinary, really. Are they mock-up cranes? But yeah, look at that there, the old cranes, look. Now, whether they're mock-ups or, I don't think they are, I think they're real. I think they are, aren't they? They are original.
Because this area were abandoned and derelict for so long, I think they just were left there. And when they redeveloped it with bars,
Yeah.
they've kept them there, haven't they, and given them a bit of paint.
But like you said, what's amazing here, Phil, you know, we've got where they used to actually take the barges in there under the building and they could load them up.
Yeah, you can almost
I mean, that's amazing, isn't it?
now what they're going up, can't you?
So that's the Canal Museum as well then, it says Canal Museum there. Fantastic, mate. Anyway, where to now?
Oh, we're just going to keep going until we can't go no more, till we get to Trent.
Yeah, till we get to Trent.
Yep.
Well, let's do it then, my lad,
go.
as they say in the doodoing. All right then, well, unfortunately, that concludes today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a decent 15-mile ride, this has, near enough, from Langley Mill to down here, to Meadow Lane Lock, I think that's called, outside the very famous, very iconic City Ground Stadium, home of Nottingham Forest Football Club, and once home of the legend that was Brian Clough. Unbelievable, what a football manager he was. Anyway, this ain't Football Focus or Soccer Saturday. Thank you, Phil, for your expert navigating skills.
Well done, Phil.
Picking a good video. And I'll tell you what, this was a good video actually, and great stuff with them locks as well, up near Woolerton.
Pay dividends, mate, and went in there, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And like you say, why ain't there been like, why ain't there stripping it of all the gubbins and all the greenery? David?
Been fantastic again. Great
Yeah,
day.
Nice ride. Now we've got to do it all
Nice
again.
to be on the bikes. Yeah.
15 miles. Stephen?
How far is it back though?
Really good day.
Longer going back.
Excellent.
We're going to Erewash, it's about 20 from here now.
Yeah, we're going back via the Erewash Canal, so that's going to be 20 miles. It's a good job we stopped in a cafe and had some scran earlier. But yeah,
We've done
nice.
about 35 miles in all.
Yeah, we will have done by the time we get back to Langley Mill.
We'll make it.
Yeah, if we make it. I just hope the rain don't get heavier. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as Alan Partridge would say, I'm leaving you, you cow!
I tell you what.
Well, yeah, he would
I
say
tell
that.
you, yeah. I'm leaving
Anyway,
you, cow.
there's a pair of lads trying to get the boat down the lock, and here's me shouting
It is trying
Alan
as well.
Partridge quotes, I'm leaving you, you cow, thinking I'm all strange. Anyway, I'm going to get on my bike, I'm going to put my phone away, because it'd be nice to have my hands free now to hold the handlebars. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
And there he was, gone. There we go. Thank you, Steve. And he's in the chat room. If you want to have a quick word with Steve, he's there answering all his fan mail. Is our Steve. And of course, we'll have another nosy next week. We've got a great backlog of nosies to do, obviously, from the ones he did in the summer. So, and he's working on other ones since. So we've got plenty to take a look at. Right, just before we go with the answers to tonight's 6 of the best, I do want to bring to your attention, firstly, about the Christmas bash. It is Julie sings Christmas for HDPP, and we're really looking forward to this. Now, this is free to all members. Just come along, but please don't leave us in the lurch and not come. Russet has been excused because Russet suddenly got something else on that night. But the rest of you, come along, please. I don't want poor Julie singing to an empty room. Should be a great little night. There'll be a chance for a little bit of dancing and a good old sing-along. And, of course, the 12 days of Christmas will actually happen. And as you can see there, you can bring your own nibbles and snacks for your table. We know how Kit and Jones' table, they always do themselves out nicely, as do the Burbage table. So don't let yourselves down. Come along. Have a great little night. It's our way of saying thank you for supporting HDPP through the year. It's your night. It's your night. Also, we'll be having... All being well, when Julie takes a little break, we'll be having a little bit of play your cards right, and I've got a dolly dealer all sorted, haven't I, Annabelle? That's all happening on Wednesday, the 11th of December. It's less than a month to go, so clear your calendars, clear it for HDPP. Come along. let's have some great fun together. We certainly need cheering up. That's for sure. Anyway, right? Okay, so that's the one thing. A reminder, of course, we've got a social night coming up a week on Wednesday. Annabelle's going to be speaking amongst other famous people. Gunpowders and stuff. However, but I'm not going to say too much more about it, except come along for our November social night. And let's say literally a couple of weeks after that, we'll be at the Christmas party. So don't miss the last one of the year either. There we go. All that taking place at the Greyhound, of course. We would love to see you there. Come along. It's always great fun. Love it, love it, love it. Right, now time for... some people have said they'd like to see the prize draw again. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make a video of the prize draw, prizes, and I will put them on the group so you can see them all again, because it goes on a little bit, doesn't it? I realise, blind, there's a lot of prizes here. So I will put it on the group very, very soon. Anyway, now then... Where we're going? Oh, yes, 6 answers, 6 of the best. Here we go now. Remember the golden rule. Don't put your answer in the chat room. I will ask you question 1 and question 2. Don't give me the answer to question 5 when I'm only on question 2, because it's really annoying. Let's see how many of you have got the questions right tonight. So we start with our local knowledge. And I want you to quite simply name the roundabout locally with a religious connection. Paul, what are you on about? I'm wondering if Mr. Smuggley has got this. I'm curious, has anybody got the correct answer for question number 1? This is a question which, quite by chance, I came across and I thought, that would make a damn good question locally. So I put it down and here it is tonight. So I'm just waiting to see how many people know. Oh, bless Dennis. I like Dennis. No Google? No idea. Well, at least you're honest, Dennis. Yeah. Mr. Smuggley? It doesn't know. Oh, no. Okay. Now, this is very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. And, wow, no idea. Right, it's an education night tonight then. So I can now confirm that basically nobody's going to get 6 of the best tonight. We might get some 5s and stuff. Jeff Wallace, you clever little man. Jeff Wallace has given us the correct answer. Is it Cross in Hand? Yes, it is. That is the roundabout at Magna Park on the A5. When you go down the A5 and you come to the big roundabout at Magna Park, not the new one they've just put in, the one that's been there a long time, that roundabout, if you look on Google, it's called Cross in Hand roundabout, or Cross in Hand Island, whichever way you want it. So, Jeff, I'm going to give you that because that's the best one. It's Cross in Hand. See, the religious connection. That's the best way I could do that. Jeff is the easy. Go to the top of the class and get yourself a gold star. Go and get yourself a gold star and put it on the chart. Can you remember doing that at school? I do. Anyway, I digress. So the answer is Cross in Hand. It's the big roundabout at the turning for Magna Park that takes you into Lutterworth. That big one there. That's the one about. So there you go. Like Dennis Perkins says, it's another school day. So when you go down the A5 next time, say, here we are at Cross in Hand Island. See? And your friends will look at you and go, he's got to get out more. Question number 2. Which British actor is best known for his roles in the Harry Potter films Die Hard and Love Actually? And most of you I know will get this. And Mrs. G actually got it as a quick guess earlier on in the evening, actually. So, but have you got the correct answer to question number 2? Jeff's beaming. Jeff Wallace is beaming. He's, yeah, right at the top there. Right, Jane Brown comes in with the correct answer. So does Jennifer Richardson, Dan, Annabelle Mann, and Jan and Carol. Well done. Because we are looking for the late, great Mr. Alan Rickman. And he played in all this. He was the baddie in Die Hard, and he played Snape in Harry Potter and so on. So, died far too early, really. A fantastic, versatile actor. Brilliant. Yes, Rickman is what we're looking for. Well done. Give yourselves a point. We're going to move on to our next question now, and I think most of you will get this, won't you, David Blower? Let's just wait and see. So we say we're finding the words, So if you fill in all those dashes and whatnot, you'll get the words made up, and it will give you the title of a classic children's programme. And I know most of you will get this one because I made it relatively easy. In comes Jane Brown with the correct answer, as does Dennis Perkins as well, as does Jan come in with the correct answer as well. The correct answer, of course, is what we're looking for, is Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends Poop Poop. You can't beat a good little poop poop, can you? Yes, Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, yeah. Well done, David S. So, same with Jeff Wallace and, of course, Kath Denny. And if you got that, give yourselves a point. Well done. Well done, as we move on to our next one now. Oh, blimey, I've got to get the blooming organ out. Hang on just a minute. Here we go. So, what is this pop song? Oh, I'm glad I want to finish this. Second verse, same words. It's all too easy. Yes. In come the correct answers. Yes, Mrs. Robinson indeed. Yes, as Jan knows, Mrs. Robinson from The Graduate. If you ever watch that film, that's where it was sort of all used in and stuff. And a mailman says, at the Macarena. No, you're right, it's not. Mrs. Robinson, of course, is the correct answer to that one, played on the old Hammond organ, indeed. Well done. Okay, we're moving on now to question number 5. Oh, well, what can we say? Is this a trick question, I ask myself? A kilogram of lead is heavier than a kilogram of feathers, true or false? We will soon find out, because is there a little play on words here? Have I made you feel a little bit unsure? Dennis says, by the way, Paul, didn't recognise that. You need more practice. Okay then. Oh, right. John Denny says it's false. So does Jane Brown says it's false. False. Yes, I know. Because they're false. It's 1 kilogram of the other is the same as a kilogram of the other. Yeah, that's good. Excellent indeed. There's always somebody that likes to bolt ahead. David Blower. You naughty boy, giving the answer to the anagram before we got there. But let's go to the anagram anyway. Advancer Anagram Playbook, almost gave it away anyway. And we were looking, let's see how many other people have actually yeah, come on, let's just see, how many have you got it right without cheating and reading Dave Blower's entrance. Exactly right. John Denny, you are smug tonight. Well done. Yes, the correct answer is, along with Jane, along with Dennis, along with Jan, and of course Jeff, and Uncle Tom Cobley and all, we were looking for Claybrook, Parva and Magna, or Claybrook, Magna and Parva, whichever way you wanted to put it round. Well done indeed. You know what that means, don't you? We need to get your scores in now, so start sending me the scores so I can see who has got what tonight. Depending on Jeff, let's see what you've got to go. Let me just find let's just click the appropriate button. There we go. We'll just see what the scores are tonight. Coming in now, hot off the press. Alan Crop, 4 out of 6 for us tonight. Must have been an easy night. I think it was the roundabout did most people in though, except for Clever Clogs Jeff. Right, okay. Dennis said 3 for me. John Dennis got 5. Well done, John. Seriously, well done. 5 for Jan Kirby. Annabelle says 600. She would do. Dave B, 3 out of 6. Okay, Dave will do that. And Queen B scored 4 tonight. Well done, Queen B. 4 for Daniel Coburn. 2 for Carol Beasley. And 5 for Tim and myself, said Jane Brown. Well done. Jeff Wallace says Playbrook gave it to me straight away. Sounds like Clay. Yes, it was. See, the trouble is with me is I'm too easy. You ask the wife. I'm too easy. I just give it away every time. 3 for Anne Hunt. Well done. So it would appear that Jeff Wallace is the man that has got the actual 6 out of 6, which means you get a. You get a fanfare. That's what you get. after all that, that's all you get. There you go. But still, that's very good. And David S said 4 or 5. I can't remember now. So that's it for this evening's live stream. And like I say, I will put the prize draw video up on the group, so you can watch all the ones all over again. So that'll be good. I'm looking forward to seeing you, hopefully as many as possible, for our November social night. Don't forget the Christmas bash afterwards, please, because I always get worried when I've got something organised. I think, well, I hope people will come tonight, otherwise, yes, it takes a lot of me to fill a room, I'll tell you. I hope you enjoyed it. And as I say, look forward to your company next Sunday night, around about the same time, because it wouldn't be the same without you. You know that, indeed. And we wish you have a nice, peaceful week at home. Look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, take care. Keep it HDPP. Keep it live. See you then. Ta-da.
Hinckley District has the present for you.
Wakey, I'm back. Pressing the wrong button, but who cares? Nobody's watching. Anyway, as you know, for those of you that hang around at the end of these streams, you know I always do 1 or 2 little dag jokes. So I've just got a few. All right, and then we'll let you go. So number one, what do you call a musical puppy? It's a subwoofer. That's not a bad one to start with, is it? Yeah. Now, my friend took his dead cat to a taxidermist, but they stuffed the wrong end. It was a catastrophe. Oh, missus. Yeah. I think you probably know why. Meanwhile, my grandfather has the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban at the zoo. Meanwhile, I never knew how technological advanced Moses was. He had the first tablet that could connect to the cloud. And finally, I know I've done this one before. But it's brilliant. I just found out my uncle left me a stately home in his will. I have no idea where Sodall is. I'm off to Google it now. Take care. We'll see you soon. Good night.